Hello ladies and gentlemen and everyone beyond. I am BabyNoobCakes and...
Hey again, Mary Loon here, as the guest reviewer. I will be offering my thoughts on the game alongside BabyNoobCakes. We each did a playthrough of the game, and you'll be seeing my clips as the red robe and BabyNoobCakes in the white robe.
And this is, well, let's call it free game reviews. This time, it is a bit special since the game we're talking about is free to all PS4 owners and is a game I admittedly already owned, but we are both psyched to get to talk about it because it is a stunning masterpiece. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at Journey, a free game that is part of the Play at Home initiative by Sony, and it is available for free from April 15th to May 5th, 2020 on the PlayStation Store for all PS4 owners. So, as long as you have an internet connection, you can pick this one up. As a side note, you can also pick up the Nathan Drake collection, which is the first 3 Uncharted games, but those were free on PlayStation Plus just a few months ago, and I've already reviewed those, so I won't be doing any new videos on those games, but you can check out my videos on them up in the info card on the top right of the screen. One last fun fact, for anyone in China or Germany, you'll have access to Knack 2 instead of the Uncharted collection. But now, let's attempt to answer the question. As a totally free game right now, and as a previous PlayStation Plus free game all the way back in September of 2016, yeah, I know I'm a little late to the party with this one, but it's free for everyone right now. So let's still ask, was it worth it? Mechanics. Journey is an action puzzle platformer that has a unique online component. Well, it may have been more unique when it first came out back on the PS3, since some other games have emulated it since then. Your character only has 2 action buttons. The first makes you jump and fly, but only as long as you have power built up in your scarf, and the other action button is your only means for recharging your power of flight. However, this button is not the charging ability itself. You only have the ability to call out and communicate with the world around you. You must call out to the various cloth creatures and even other players that you come in contact with, and they will respond by helping you along and lending you their power. While your powers are limited, you can improve them by finding various glowing white orbs throughout the world, which will add to your scarf's length and the capacity of your flight ability. There is actually a way to lose your scarf too. When you face the giant dragon-like enemies of the game, they can tear part of your scarf away from you if you're unable to hide from or outrun them. I actually have a pretty funny story about the unique online component of the game. The first time I ever saw another player show up, I actually thought it was an NPC showing me around the game, but eventually I realized that it was someone else just helping me out. But the reason I was able to make that mistake in the first place is because you don't actually see the other player's screen name, and they can't really speak to you, except through the pinging ability I mentioned before. Art style.
Both BabyNoobCakes and I have played this game many times, dating back to the days of the PS3. Every time I do, it immediately pulls me in with its beauty. The mountain stands tall and can be seen from most of the levels. You may occasionally see a mysterious shooting star leave it and streak across the sky. You start by running and sliding through the desert dunes, and the grains of sand that fly around catch the light. At times, it can look like you're surfing through a flaming ocean of sand. Your surroundings remind you how small you are, a tiny figure among enormous, mysterious ruins, with chipped paint and collapsed walls, surrounded by a seemingly unending desert with hues of tan, orange, pink, and red. As you go through the game, you'll find new, darker locales with dangers, environments, and colors that close in around you. The dragons that threaten you scan their surroundings with the sterile, bright white light until they find anything alive, and their beam changes to a blood red to reflect their murderous intent. Some environments mimic the experience of being underwater. Scarves float lazily like kelp, and the light that streams down colors everything in shades of green and blue. One area floods and lights up a tower like a skyscraper as whales swim lazily around it. You can float indefinitely as the area floods with light.
Sound.
Your character can only communicate with another player by making sounds that chime like bells and whistle like flutes. The only other sound you make is the flapping of your fabric as you fly. Any time that I've played Journey, other players quickly pick up on how to use these deceptively simple chirps and whistles to communicate to follow, indicate where scarf-empowering orbs, paintings, and other secrets hide, and also to wait and hide from the dragons and other dangers of the world. The dragons growl in stuttering ethereal echoes, and once you've had your scarf cut down once, you'll feel your stomach knot up when you hear them above you. The whales and birds chirp and sing in their own joyful way as you ride them. The howling of the wind and parting of the sands as you surf through the dunes are the main ambient sounds, along with the fluttering of the enormous scarves. I can't talk about the sound without talking about the music. Every level has its own track, uniquely suited to its environment, that sweeps you up and carries you as you play. Some of the music is joyful and upbeat, while some is sparse and tense. And some is soulful and wistful. The music that plays in each of the areas reflects the shift in mood along your playthrough. Once you finish the game, the credits roll as the final song, "I Was Born for This," by Austin Wintory and vocalized by Lisbeth Scott, plays over them. The title of the track is the English translation of a quote attributed to Joan of Arc during her trial. The lyrics are in 5 different languages and taken from historical works and poems, such as the Iliad, Beowulf, and the 17th century Japanese creator of haiku, Matsuo Basho. Maybe it's just me, but I tend to play this game at difficult points in my life when I want to play through something meaningful. At the time of this recording, I think that we're all going through some rough times, and I would be lying if I said I didn't tear up while watching the game credits when I played this to capture the footage.
Replayability. Journey will last you about 2 hours or so, and you basically will be moving ever forward towards your destination, the mountain. Most of the replayability of this game comes from the various collectibles and trophies that are up for grabs. You can max out your scarf by finding all of the white orbs, which unlocks a new white outfit for your character. It resembles the ones worn by the NPCs you see in the visions between levels. It also gives you a cool power-up where you can recharge your scarf just by standing on the ground. But you'll really need to master the game in order to unlock this. There are also paintings to be found, which tell more of the story of this civilization's past, and you can earn a trophy by finding all of them. There are also a few other hidden Easter eggs to find, but I'll leave those secrets up to you to find on your own. They will, however, add to your cloak. You'll see it change and evolve as you discover more and more of the game, going from a blank canvas to a rich tapestry of discoveries.
Soon enough, though, you'll likely find a new friend with whom you can traverse the game, or who can show you corners of the world you've never seen before. Even as you near the very end of the game, you can meet new companions when you least expect it.
Narrative.
The narrative is what you make of it in Journey. At first glance, it is simply just that, a journey. Your literal goal is to get to the top of the mountain. It is so much more than that, though, and more importantly, it means something different to every person, sometimes every time you play through it. The other players you meet along the way fundamentally change your journey and theirs. Will you help them, be helped by them, or ignore them? Will you work together, or will you leave them behind, or fall behind yourself? You can't even see your fellow players' names until at the very end of the end credits, meaning that your choice to cooperate or not is unhindered by potential trash talk or spam. The simple yet elegant choice that the developers at that game company made to only be able to communicate in bells, chirps, and whistles left behind much of the toxicity that can accompany shared online gaming. All you have is each other and the language that you develop with one another as you share secrets, hide from danger, and walk with them to your ultimate destination, the top of the mountain.
Our opinions.
I love this game, and will likely continue to return to it for many years to come. My favorite part of finding new players is helping them find all of the glowing orbs that power up your scarf, and showing them the safer paths to avoid getting chomped by the dragons. It can be challenging to stay together throughout the entire game, as you can get disconnected from each other if you get too far away from each other in a level, or if PlayStation servers don't want to play nice.
I've been entranced by Journey ever since the first time I picked it up. There is something so mysteriously intriguing yet infinitely simple about this tiny little game. Every so often, I will boot it up just to play through it once or twice, since it's so short, and oddly enough, I've almost always found at least one other person online, and I've either helped out or I've been helped out by them. In fact, most of the playthrough I recorded for this session, I was with a player who knew a whole lot of secrets about the game that I've never seen before, and we really broke a lot of the boundaries, and at one point I think we even broke a sequence and just skipped over an entire part of a level. Was it worth it?
Journey is the third game released by that game company, and the most well-known. It survived the transition to the PS4, along with their first two games, Flow and Flower, which can't be said by many games of the last generation. It is 8 years old as of 2020, but it remains beautiful and as engaging as ever.
If you don't already own this game, it is super worth it. And even if you do already own it, give it another playthrough. There are a lot of people online right now, and you're sure to meet up with a lot of other people. This was a great choice of a free game for Sony and that game studio to give away during our currently troubled times. It is a small ray of hope and goodness in the crazy state of our world right now. I will recommend this game to just about anyone, since any player can easily grasp the concept of the game. It's not too long, and it is far and away the least toxic online community possible. And even though it is a bit short, it's worth every second. And there is a lot to come back for on multiple playthroughs, whether you're looking for trophies or just some more fun.
If you have 2 hours and want to play a simple, beautiful game where you can fly and surf, play with others without toxicity, enjoy sweeping, haunting music, and explore huge, rich environments, then this is a game you'll want to check out. In fact, I think you should also go play that game company's other beautiful games, Flow and Flower. And I agree that Journey is definitely worth it. If you have a PS4, go download it.
But maybe that's for you to decide. Whether you agree or disagree with our judgments, get at me in the comments. Let me know what you think, and let's discuss if this game was worth getting for free or not. Also, don't forget to go onto the PlayStation Store and download this game and the Uncharted collection because, hey, they're free for everyone right now. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.